Where do you go when you go to sleep? Have you ever been lying in bed and someone comes in, or maybe lying on the couch just resting, and someone comes in and says, "What are you doing?" And you're saying, "Please don't disturb me. I'm going to sleep." Have you ever said that? Well, where are you going? Where do you go when you go to sleep? That's the point. Ask yourself that question. Where do I go when I go to sleep? You really don't leave, but you do go somewhere. And in that going, where are you going? What's occurring? What's really happening? There is a something, a somewhere that you're going to, in which you totally relax, you release, you retreat, you retire, and relax and release all that is occurring in this waking state. With everything you're identified with in this waking state, you're no longer identified with it. It has no more importance while you're in this state that you go to when you are in dreamless sleep. Really consider it. That's a very significant point to consider. A person who is very ill, who is in great pain, look at it for yourself. I'm sure it's happened to all of us at one time. If you can go to sleep, you're no longer concerned with your illness or your pain. Are you? No, you're not. So why is that? Where do you go when you go to sleep? That you're not concerned about physical pain or even emotional pain, sorrow or suffering or dislikes or even likes, for that matter. Look at it. Penetrate into that quality, that state of being, because you're still present. You do not cease existing. But while in that state, everything else ceases to exist in dreamless sleep. Everything. Thought, the mind, the body, the world, concerns, worries, fears, desires, likes and dislikes, everything is totally gone. It's only when we come back into the waking state, when we return to the waking state, that we have concerns, worries, troubles, difficulties. Likewise, we can say, yes, we have joys, pleasures, what's the real difference? We do not cease existing in dreamless sleep. We're there. We're present. You wake up from sleep and you says, boy, did I have a good sleep. Have you ever done that? Well, how did you know? How did you know that you had a good sleep? You must have been present. You did not cease existing. You were there, enjoying the deep sleep. Don't just let this slide by. Really penetrate into it. Use the inquiry process, those of you who know it, to penetrate the mind and go prior to the mind. The truth is, when you ask the question, who am I? There is no answer. If you stay with the question, who am I, and continue the inquiry into the nature of the self that you are, demanding, you might say, the revelation to occur, or humbly asking the higher nature to reveal itself, there still is no answer to the question. There is only the revelation, eventually, of the transcendence of the body and the mind. When you transcend body-mind identification and awaken to the true being of the self that you are, it is called realization, which is only a word, but there's not even the word realization when you are there in that quality. And we can't really honestly say that it is there. We can also say that it is here. For it is the pure awareness of the being that we all are, prior to thought, prior even to the notion of it. So it's the stillness, the silence, the pure presence, the I amness, or the perpetual awareness, I. See this, know this, without there being someone who sees it and knows it. This is who we are. And this realization, when we awaken to it, is pure existence, pure consciousness. It is bliss. This is where we go when we go to sleep. Now we can remain in this and as this totally with eyes open if we just stay cognizant that it is our very nature.